Welcome to the Natural Hair Education Podcast, where we empower, educate, and embrace our essence through the love of natural hair. I am your host, Corinthian Carruthers II, and thank you for listening. I am a licensed beauty educator, licensed cosmetologist, and natural hair culturist. I am co-owner of Creative Hair School of Cosmetology and the creator of Natural Hair Education, a platform that's designed and dedicated to teaching beauty school students, professional stylists, and natural hair enthusiasts texture hairstyling and natural hair education. On this platform, we will discuss real hair stories, break myths, and grow in self-love. This episode is brought to you by Natural Hair Education's Texture on Texture styling course. This styling course is a virtual educational experience. Learn how to properly detangle hair, learn how to do coils, flat twists, two-strand twists, and an updo style, all on naturally textured hair. In this program, you will receive Ada, which is Natural Hair Education's first texture hair mannequin. And listen, y'all, she is the real deal, okay? So once you get your hands on her, you'll be able to learn the different types of skills and techniques, as well as improve your current skills, increase your service time, along with your confidence, and overall increase your income. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Natural Hair Education Podcast. And we are in year 2025. This is the first episode of the year, and I am so excited. I just want to first wish everyone a happy new year. I wish you much success, prosperity, great health, love, and all the things that you desire. I am wishing that for you in 2025. On today's episode, we are talking about your hair, your crown, and just fully embracing our authenticity in 2025. Now, what does that look like? Self-love, confidence. It's embracing our own uniqueness, our individuality, and our true selves. And I'm really excited about 2025. Now, let me just put a pause here and just say that 2024 was rough. If not for you, for me. And I am just so happy that I was able to get through that year with resilience and my confidence intact and all the things, because it was a rough year. And I'm sure it was rough for a lot of us, not just myself. But for 2025, I really want to touch on really embracing ourselves and building our confidence and loving on ourselves a lot more, because this world out here can be very cruel. It can be cold. And it's going to be important that we continue to put things before us that we aspire to become, or something that's going to keep us pushing ourselves forward. So when I talk about your hair and your crown, what does that mean? We hear the term, my crown, my hair, my crown's my glory. What does the word crown mean? Well, let's figure it out. I have a definition that says that a crown is a circular ornament or a headdress worn by a monarch as a symbol of authority, okay? Usually made of or decorated with precious metals and jewels. So when they say crown, they are referring to the crown they put on the head that has these amazing ornaments and decorative gems, and it was worn by a person in authority. Well, we wear our hair every single day. Okay. And so what that tells me is that my hair is my crown and glory, and that it is a symbol of authority for me. The second definition says that it's the top or highest part of something. So it does sit on the top of our head. And I just want to pause here for a second, because if you really think about your hair, whether it's short, long, even if you have none at all, you have to understand that whatever we have had happen to us in this life, our hair has been through that journey with us. It has seen the good times, it's seen the bad times, it's seen the sad times, the times that we've celebrated. It was there with us, going through every single thing. So I feel like at this point, it is a mandatory thing that we show respect to our crown, our hair. It's a really, really beautiful blessing that we have it. And when I talk about authenticity, in embracing ourselves this year, I'm also talking about our hair. When you embrace your hair in the state that it's in, whether it's coily or straight or wavy or kinky or locked, what you are doing is that you are showing up in your true self. You are embracing your true self. And it just shows the level of respect that you have for yourself. It also acknowledges the uniqueness of your individual beauty. And that's what I love about texture hair, is that we're able to create so many styles and so many things with our hair that it can really show us, or we can really show up with a different look. When you are showing up as your true self, what it does is it not only show the world that you are confident in who you are, but it's giving someone else the confidence to do the same. And I think in a few episodes in the past, I've talked about how I had an aunt that really talked down to me, or really planted a seed about how locks are not to be worn on women. It's a style that's not conducive to their beauty. And that really stuck with me. And so I combed out my locks. I didn't move forward with them at the time. And that that small seed that she planted prevented me from walking in my true self for at least 10 years. And so moving forward, when it was my time to start my locks, when I felt it was the right time to start my locks, I got on Instagram, I looked up inspiration, and I found a woman whose locks were beautiful. Okay. She had a texture that was maybe like a curly, coily, I'm sorry, wavy, curly textured hair. And it was very soft, and her ends were still loose. So me seeing that picture, I'm like, okay, well, let me try these locks now. I think it's the right time. And so I colored my hair. I coiled my hair, and that was the beginning of my journey. Now, on that process, during that journey, I began to run into a lot of roadblocks. I did not have the same hair she had. My ends were not curling up. My locks were not soft. And so I knew that that was going to happen, but when it began to happen, it really put into perspective that this is who I am, and this is what God blessed me with, and it is a blessing. And so I share that story because I know there are a lot of people that you look at these photos on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and you want this look. You want the same exact look as this person has, whether it's a Bantu knot style or twist out or locks or whatever style that is. But do you know that every one of us has a different type of hair texture? Just like our fingerprints, everything, we're all uniquely made, and we're all individually made, and we all are amazing at being different. So when I talk to people who want to start their lock journey, or wants to come in and get two-strand twists or a textured hairstyle, I have to explain to them that just because you show me this photo does not mean that we're going to get this exact look. Okay. Your hair is different and their hair is different. So it's difficult sometimes to replicate and duplicate an exact style of someone else because we have our own style. But as you continue to grow and love on yourself and embrace the texture that you have and embrace the hair that you have, you will begin to learn to love you as you are. And the power of self love and confidence is unmatched. Okay. And I know that this podcast is dedicated to natural hair and texture hair education, but sometimes I do want to equate that with self love and confidence practices, because we have to realize that this world out there can be very mean and cruel, especially to our identity and how we look. I'm going to speak to the term Black women. There's a lot of stigma, lost identity. Um, there's just a whole host of things that we as Black women have to manage and handle and maneuver while we're here on this earth and doing the work that we're designed to do. In this podcast, I really want to be a hub for the care that we need to take care of ourselves, our hair specifically, but our self-love, our that inner being that we have. We have to love on ourselves, and we have to grow ourselves and our confidence so we can show up in the world and be an example to the generation that's coming up behind us. So today I want to talk about, again, our hair, our crown, and embracing our full authenticity selves in 2025. It's going to start with self-love and confidence. And there are a lot of societal pressures and beauty standards that often challenges our authenticity, and especially for the Black women and those with textured hair. So before we get into some practical things we can do, I want to talk about some of the societal challenges that we face. First and foremost, number one, the Eurocentric standard of beauty. For a long time, the ideal look would be straight, long hair. And not everyone wants to wear their hair straight and long. And so we came a time where we began to learn that our hair grew different out of our scalp. We were experimenting with all types of things, relaxers and jerry curls and press outs and all the things. But we've come to a point where we can actually grow our hair out and it looks amazing. There's also pressure in the workplace. I do want to touch on a whole series about texture hair in the workplace. I've talked to so many women that had to change their hair because of where they worked, or switch jobs because they wouldn't accept that this person had locks. So I want to tap into those, but that's another thing that we have to really address and learn how to maneuver, is how we wear our hair in the workplace. Media representation. Now, I can say that there has been a lot more diversity when it comes to us being in the media, but sometimes those images aren't ideal as well. And so I want to talk about that and really debunk a lot of the myths that are out there about Black people in and being in the media. And then last but not least, the social media trends, y'all. All these filters that we have out here, changing the hair, changing our nose, changing the way we look. I want to do away with those things and really, really just embrace ourselves and our self-love. Sometimes we may need to put the cell phones down, okay? Take a fast from social media so that we can learn to accept ourselves. So when we look in the mirror, we're not judging ourselves against the next person that we've seen, okay? With some of these societal adversities that we face, I do want to give you some practical things that we can do right now. It is January of 2025. We can implement this for the month and so forth to really build ourselves up and make sure that we are showing up fully confident with that self-love and being authentic in 2025. So here are some practical tips for building confidence. For number one, we have affirmations. I know we all have heard about affirmations, and I know the power of affirmations are real. At one point, I had little affirmation sticky tabs all around my bathroom window. I would wake up and I would see these things plastered all over the window, over my mirror, and that would really help remind me of who I am. And I would try to, say those and repeat them on a daily basis. I would write them down repetitively in my journal. And those things really, really help, I'm telling you. And so you can start your day with an affirmation such as, my hair is beautiful. I am confident in my natural self. And you can repeat these daily. You can add as many as you want. Number two, you want to surround yourself with a supportive community, whether it be a group you find on Facebook or Instagram, or I don't know, if you have a friend group that you guys are all wearing your hair natural and you really need that extra confidence and that boost, that support that we sometimes need. You can, those are very, very beneficial and very helpful. These communities can offer advice, they can give you support, they can share their natural hair journeys as well as you share your journeys, and talk about different products, trial and errors. Having a support group is very pivotal to your confidence as a person. Number three, celebrate the small wins. I know, y'all, sometimes it's so hard to celebrate a win, but you have to celebrate yourself in those small wins. What a small win look like or could look like is maybe you created a natural hairstyle that you like on yourself, and you can look in the mirror and really accept it and like, oh, this looks really, really good. I did a great job. Let's celebrate this small win. You have to celebrate. It starts somewhere. Another tip for building confidence would be to experiment with new styles. Now, I know for myself, I'm a type of person that I like the same thing. Something new may be a little bit uncomfortable for me, but this year I'm going to challenge myself to step out of my comfort zone and try new things, whether it's new hairstyles with my locks or just something new, a new activity, something that's going to get me out of my comfort zone. But experimenting with new styles and then getting a compliment, that's going to definitely boost your self-esteem and your confidence. Number 5 would be educate yourself. The more you know, the more powerful you feel and the more empowered you feel. So make sure you are educating yourself, whether it's listening to this episode or following someone on IG or TikTok that gives you all the tips about different products and things like that, product reviews. Educating yourself gives you the power to make a educated decision. Number 6, you want to avoid at all costs comparison, because comparison will steal your joy. Okay, if I was still watching that young lady with the curly locks that had her hair colored similar to mine and they were extremely long and fluffy and flowy and full, I wouldn't feel good about my locks. So what I decided to do was not pay attention to that anymore. I may see her on IG every now and then, but I'm focused on Corinthian. I am focused on my hair, my growth, my progress, and how I could better maintain my hair myself. Number 7, seek professional guidance. Okay, so if you are having trouble with, I want to say hair, but it can be anything. Therapy is good. Seeing a stylist for your hair care is good. These are professionals you can go to that will give you the guidance and advice that you need to move your hair, your life, your self-esteem, everything forward. Closed mouth does not get fed. And the last thing is to document your journey. You'll be surprised how far you've come. I know when I first started my locks, I felt like for the first year and a half, they were not growing. They weren't doing anything I wanted them to do. They were looking a hot mess. Now I look back on those pictures, I'm able to see the progress month by month. So I still take pictures of my hair. I still document my journey and my progress, and I'm able to see how far I've come from day one. So as we continue to move forward in 2025, I want you to make sure you are doing what you should do. As we move forward in 2025, I challenge you to embrace your authenticity self, everything about you, your eyes, your nose, your lips, your hair, your skin, your hands, your feet, whatever it is that you feel a little quirky about, you feel like it isn't up to societal standards. I want you to embrace those things, love on yourself. And if it's your hair, go look for a stylist that you can actually have a consultation with that can lead you and direct you in the path that you need to yield you the best results for yourself. I have in the past done episodes on nutrition, which is so vital to our hair and our health. I don't think we really take into consideration the things that we put into our body, how it affects our mood, it affects our skin, it affects our thinking, it affects our hair. And so nutrition is going to be very vital for you, just changing your life, changing your self-confidence, or really gaining that confidence that you need. And also, it's going to help with your hair as well. So as I close out this episode, I challenge you for the next 30 days to create an affirmation you can say every single day that's going to yield yourself self-love, self-confidence, and self-acceptance. All these things will allow you to be your authentic self in 2025. And don't forget, please share your stories with me. You can always email me. I have my email address right below. Send me your questions, your testimonies, whatever it is you want me to know. If you want me to share something on the episode, I am willing to do that as well. Just make sure you email me here. And until next time, let's continue to educate, empower, and embrace our essence through the love of natural hair. Thank you guys for listening, and I wish you the best in 2025.